This is the best career advice I've ever gotten from one of my mentors. Basically, their advice was to figure out your long-term goal. What's the end goal? For me, that was to be a CEO of a company or a founder of a company. Once you have that end goal in mind, then what you can do is you can start working backwards. So my mentor was a CEO himself, so he had very direct feedback and advice on how to become a CEO. His advice was to pick a lane, my lane being marketing, and to get really good at marketing and make it to the C-suite level. Because basically, to be a CEO, you need to be in the C-suite at some other discipline. So from there, I knew I needed to work my way up the marketing ladder. And to do that, I could apply the same thing and pick my lane. My lane was social media and content creation. I got really good at that, and that allowed me to get exposure to other areas of the business. I started getting to work on paid media. I started getting to work on branding. I started to get to work on ticketing. I was working on our apps, the launch of our video games, and basically I started getting exposure to everything across marketing. That allowed me to get my next job as a manager, so moving up from an associate to a manager at the NBA. At that job, I was consulting with marketing leaders across the NBA, the WNBA, the 2K League, and the G League. And that really bolstered my experience of being a marketing generalist and not just social media, but that was still kind of my core competency. From there, I got recruited to SailGP to build out their US audience and also work on their global social and digital strategies. Not only was this a way to continue building my resume, but there was also a lot of growth opportunities since it was an emerging sports league. Speaking of growth opportunities, when the US team got sold, since I was already working with them for the league, they brought me in to be their vice president of marketing and content. So now I had a senior title across all of marketing. Now I ended up starting my own sports marketing agency, but if I wanted to continue working for teams and leagues and properties, I would have worked to try to either become the CMO of the US SailGP team or the CMO of another team. Then from there, I could work my way into becoming a CEO or president at a sports-related company. So to answer your question of which direction you want to go, whether it's student section or athletics, or you mentioned being an intern or a specific role versus a generalist role, what I would do is follow the advice that my mentor gave me. Figure out what you want to do long-term and work backwards. If you think that being a generalist will allow you to get to where you want to go faster, then do that. But I think there is a lot to be said about being a specialist in one area, because if you are the go-to person for that one area, you end up getting into a room a lot quicker. From there, you can always learn other skills and keep developing as you move up the ladder. But those are my 2 cents.